Hey, what's up, y'all? Yep, and the preview and prediction series continues with Big Ten East preview and predictions part two. We got Penn State, Maryland, Rutgers, and Indiana. Here we go. So we're going to start out with the Penn State Nittany Lions. Now, last year, yes, a disappointing season, 7-6. Yes, 7-5 in the regular season. Before losing to Arkansas in their bowl game. So anyway, yeah, and I do like James Franklin as a head coach, for what he did at Vandy, and what until recently he was doing at Penn State. Yeah, they had like a run of a few years where they were, winning 10+ games. So now they do seem to have somewhat reverted back to at least record wise to what they first were when they first hired James Franklin. So really the last 2 years they've been down. Coach Franklin better right the ship, or he's going to find himself out of a job. So, but anyway, but I do think they're gonna turn it around. So, but anyway, so of course the quarterback Sean Clifford does return. He's your veteran starter. This will be like his fourth year starting. Guess over 3,000 passing yards last year. So 3,000 club. Yeah, so that's good. And then for your running backs, yes, last year you did have kind of like a 1-2 duo, splitting the carries between Kayvon Lee and Noah Kane. The carries were split just about even. But now, so of course, with Lee, having the better numbers. But anyway, so then Kane did transfer to LSU, and then you did have your kind of like your third back, John Levitt, ran out of eligibility. So to back up Lee, you still got Devin Ford and Kaiser Holmes. Yeah, but only a handful of catches. Only a handful of carries between the two of them. So, but anyway, yeah. So not much at running back outside of Kayvon Lee. But anyway, so then looking at your wide receivers, tight ends, so you do lose your leading receiver, Jahad Dotson to the NFL, but you do bring back wide receivers Parker Washington and Keandre Lambert Smith. And then you also got wide receiver Mitchell Tinsley from Western Kentucky. Well over 1,000 yards at Western Kentucky. So last year. And then you do also bring back your tight ends, Brandon Strange and Theo Johnson. So now looking over at your defense, guess you did lose 6 starters. Yes, you did lose a linebacker, Ellis Brooks, who was your leading tackler, and then then also linebacker Jesse Lukita, and then a safety Jaquan Brisker, the cornerback Tariq Castro Fields, Arnold. Defensive end Arnold Ebiketie. Not sure if I'm saying that right, but yeah, you got drafted by the Falcons. So yes, and then also defensive tackle Derek Tangelo. Also to my Falcons. So anyway, and then so you do. So the good news is you do bring back linebackers. B. Smith and Curtis Jacobs, and you do bring back safety Jair Brown, who also led the team in interceptions. Let's see, cornerback Joey Porter Jr. and defensive tackle PJ Mustafer. So anyways, now let's take a look at your schedule. So you do start out week 1. Yes, you do start out Thursday night at Purdue. Now, of course, Purdue is a team that does like to, spread you out. They like to sling the ball around. They like to, push the tempo, that sort of thing. So I do see right here, Purdue pulling off the upset in Thursday night week 1. So anyway, and the next you play Ohio. They're group of 5 team. In the MAC. I think you should destroy them. And then next, you head down south to play Auburn. Of course, part 2 of the home and home series last year. They came up to your place. Now this year you go on down to the Plains. And it really does feel like Auburn is falling apart. It's definitely a bad fire and hire that they made, firing Gus Malzahn, hiring Brian Harsin. I think that you do get the win. And then next you are at Central Michigan, another MAC team that you should destroy. they just don't belong on the same field as a team like Penn State. So, and then next, you do play Northwestern. Northwestern was terrible last year, so you should, curb stomp them. And then you get your bye week. Then you come out of your bye week, and then you play at Michigan. Now, this is going to be a tough road game for you. So I already did my Michigan preview, so you know that I have you losing at Michigan. And then next you play Minnesota. So know that Minnesota has been good at times. Like when they won like 11 games a couple of years ago, but in fact, last time you played Minnesota, you went to their house and lost. So this time I do think that you'll beat Minnesota though. And then next, you play Ohio State, and I did my Ohio State preview. I had them going 12-0, so that includes you. So we do have you losing to Ohio State, and then we but don't feel bad because they're going to beat a lot of teams. So, but anyway, next you do play at Indiana. They're terrible. You should just skull drag them. And then next you play Maryland. I do think that Maryland does have a really good quarterback. Tua's little brother. So I do think that they are going to upset someone. But I already had them beating Michigan State, so I think that you will beat Maryland. And next year at Rutgers, they're really they're not any good. So you should beat them. And then next, you do host Michigan State, and then you almost beat them on the road last year. This year you get them at home, and I already did my Michigan State preview, so you know that I do have you beating Michigan State. So anyway, so that does bring your record out to 9-3 and 6-3 in the Big Ten. And now moving on to the Maryland Terrapins. That's a turtle. Yes, their mascot is a turtle. And they do have probably the ugliest uniforms not really necessarily uniforms, but I mean helmets. Just like it's like they like put like a flag on their helmets or whatever. But anyway, so So last year Maryland was 7-6, 6-6 in the regular season. Yes, before they absolutely hammered Virginia Tech in their bowl game. So I think it was like 52-10. So but anyway, so So anyway, so they do return their quarterback, Talia Tungavailoa. Yeah, Tua's little brother. And anyway, so he threw for almost 4,000 yards. He threw for like 3,800 and something. Yeah. So anyway, and then as for their running backs, their leading rusher from last year, Tavon Fleet Davis went pro. But so their other running backs, so they do bring back Colby McDonald and Chalen Famatau. So anyway, and then their wide receivers, tight ends, they do return their top two receivers. They do bring back Rakeem Jarrett and Dante Demis Jr. But they did lose. Their next four best receivers. Yes, they do lose tight end Chizagim Okonkwo and wide receivers Brian Cobbs, Daryl Jones, and Carlos Carrier. But they did get another wide receiver. Yeah, Jacob Copeland from the transfer portal out of Florida, and he was the Gators' best receiver. So yes, this passing game is going to be legit. So now moving on to the defense. So now they do lose three starters. Yeah, you do lose your safeties. So you do lose safeties, Jordan Mosley and Nick Cross, and those were your top two tacklers. And you also lose a defensive end, Sam O. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try with his last name. So you did lose three starters to the NFL. But you do bring back. So you do bring back inside linebacker Ruben Hypolite, and cornerbacks Tarheeb Still and Jacorian Bennett. Let's see, and defensive tackles Ami Finau and Mosiah Nasili Kite. And then they also did get a defensive end, Quavon Fuller, transferred from Florida State. So, anyway, so now how about we get into the schedule? So they do start out with three group of five teams. Yes, they do get to beat up on three group of five teams to start the season. Play Buffalo, at Charlotte, and SMU. So those should be three easy wins to start with. So you're already 3-0, halfway to a bowl game. And then you play at Michigan. Yes, so we already did Michigan. So yeah, you know that I already have you losing to Michigan. So yeah. Anyway, and then you do play at Michigan State. Now, if you've seen my Michigan State preview, you know that I do have you upsetting Michigan State. Yeah. And then next you play Purdue, and yes, I do have you losing to Purdue. Yeah, Purdue does, sort of have like a similar offense you do. They're going to try to, sling the ball around, right? They're going to try to, go fast. So, yeah, so I do have you, do think that this will be a close game, but I do have you dropping this one as well. Okay, so now you're sitting at what, 4-2. So next you play at Indiana. They're terrible. They won 2 games last year. Yeah, that'll be a win. Same thing for Northwestern, won like 3 games. Yeah, so they're a dumpster fire too. So those both ought to be wins. So now you're at, that gives you 6 wins. So now you're bowl eligible. Yay. And then if you get your bye week, you come out of that, you play at Wisconsin. Now Wisconsin, it is, historically, they are a pretty good team, pretty good program. They're always they're always, Big Ten contenders. So yeah, I think that you do lose this game, and then you're at Penn State. I already did my Penn State preview, so I think that they're going to be a good team this year. So I think that's a loss. And then moving on to Ohio State, that's a giant L. Yes, I already did Ohio State, and they will destroy you. And then you finish things out against Rutgers. Now Rutgers, yeah, I think they're not any good. So yeah, I think that will be a win. So that does bring your record out to 7-5 and 4-5 in the Big Ten. So yeah, so that is that is a good year by Maryland standards. So. And now moving on to the Indiana Hoosiers. Yeah. Now, never have I seen a team fall so far season to season like the Indiana Hoosiers. I remember in 2020 they were so good though when they were like 6-1 and in the regular season, and they almost beat Ohio State, and that was their only loss. And then last year they went 2-10. They were absolute garbage. So yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, even I had them. I had them going 9-3. I even had them beating Ohio State and then they and then but then you went 2-10. Yeah, that kind of makes me mad, actually. So yes, yes, I'm mad that they were so disappointing. But anyway, so enough about last year. Let's talk about this year. Well, maybe a little bit more about last year. Anyway, so as their quarterbacks, their quarterback situation was a mess last year. They have my mom, Michael Penix, but then he was injured, missed the rest of the season with a shoulder injury. So they did start my mom Jack Tuttle. He's doo doo. So then at one point they were starting a wide receiver, Donovan McCauley at quarterback. So, but anyway, so then Michael Penix did transfer to Washington. Yeah, but y'all did bring in Connor Bazelak from Missouri. So yes, that is a huge improvement at the quarterback position. So, but anyway, so then looking at your running backs now, now pretty much all your running backs are gone. You'd have your leading rusher, Stephen Carr. Yeah, he ran out of eligibility and went undrafted. So yeah, didn't get picked up by any NFL teams that I can see. So, and then your three other running backs. Yes, your top four backs are gone. The other three transferred out. But you did bring in two running backs from the transfer portal. You did get Sean Shivers from Auburn and Josh Henderson from North Carolina. So anyways, let's look at wide receivers. So you do lose your top receiver, tight end, Peyton Hendershot, and wide receiver Ty Freifogel, but both gone to the NFL. So I think that they both are really good players, and really their talent was wasted last year. And he did have another wide receiver, Miles Marshall, your third receiver, transferred to Miami of Ohio. But you do bring back some wide receivers of your own. You do bring back DJ Matthews, Javon Swinton, yeah, and tight end AJ Barner. But you did get some wide receivers from the portal. You did get Anderson Cody out of Tennessee, and Emory Simmons out of North Carolina. So, yes, you're basically starting over on offense, and I'm trying to cobble together an offense using the transfer portal. So, But anyway, so now let's look at your defense. That was thunder. I don't know if you heard that. But anyway, so they did lose 3 starters on defense. They did lose linebacker Micah McFadden and safety Raheem Lane. Those were your top 2 tacklers, and also defensive end Ryder Anderson. And then let's look at who you do bring back. Let's see, wide receiver Cam Jones. Let's see, you did bring back safety Devin Matthews, cornerback Jalen Williams, and defensive tackle Weston Kramer. So anyway, but you did bring in a bunch of transfers on defense, 9 total, but just to name a few, you did get 2 defensive linemen from Ole Miss. You got a cornerback from Alabama. You got a linebacker from Kentucky and a linebacker from Miami, plus a few others, hoping to make your defense better, which was terrible last year. So really, you were terrible on both sides of the ball. So anyway, so how about we go ahead and take a look at your schedule. You do start out week 1 against Illinois. Yeah. This will be I think this game is either on either on Thursday or Friday night next week. But anyway, so I think that you're not any good, but I think that Illinois is really I think they're also bad like you, but you do get them at home. So I guess I am going to go ahead and give you a win against Illinois. And then next you've got Idaho. Yep, FCS team. I mean that should be no challenge, even for you, right? So you'll beat Idaho. And then Western Kentucky. Now I know that as bad as you were, you did beat Western Kentucky last year. So I guess I'm gonna have you beating Western Kentucky again. So you're starting out 3-0. And next year, at Cincinnati. Now, Cincinnati was the best Group of 5 team last year. Of course, they did make the playoffs, and even though they lost a lot off of that team, I think that they still have enough talent coming back that they should beat you again like they did last year. So do have that as a loss. And then next, you've got you at Nebraska. Now I do think that Nebraska is going to be a lot better this year than they were last year. So I do have you losing to Nebraska. Yeah, the best 3-9 team ever. But anyway, and the next you play Michigan. Now I think Michigan is just a way better team. So that's a loss. The next you've got Maryland. Now I already did my Maryland preview, so you know that I have you losing to Maryland. And then at Rutgers, I think Rutgers isn't very good, but you do have to play them on the road. So I do have you losing to Rutgers. And then that takes you into your bye week, and then coming out of that, you got Penn State. Yeah, this is just a 3-game gauntlet right here. You've got Penn State, at Ohio State, at Michigan State. I think you're going to get destroyed in all 3 of these games. and then coming out of that, you do play Purdue. Yeah, you're going to be really beat up after these 3 games. So I do have you losing to Purdue as well. So that does put your record out to 3-9 and 1-7 in the 1-8 in the Big Ten. And now moving on to the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. So last year, so they really weren't very good last year. They did go 5-7. However, they did get to play in a bowl game. Because against in the Gator Bowl against Wake Forest. Now, Wake Forest was supposed to play Texas A&M, but they had to back out because they had too many COVID cases. So they played Rutgers instead. So, but of course, as for Rutgers, they did get destroyed in that in that bowl game, but they did get destroyed by a lot of teams last year. So anyway, yes. So last year they were 5-7 and 2-7 in the Big Ten. So although their schedule is a little bit tougher this year. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So, but anyways, let's talk about their offense first. Yes, their offense was it was terrible last year. They scored like 20 points a game, right, or 19.7. That's bad. So about 20. And anyways, their quarterback. So their quarterback situation is terrible. Yes, they do bring back their starter, Noah Vedral, but he's doo-doo. So he didn't even have 2,000 yards passing. 6 yards per attempt, 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's bad. So anyways, let's look at your running backs. Yes, you do lose your leading rusher, Isaiah Pacheco, to the NFL. But you do bring back Aaron Young and Kyle Monongai. So anyway, and then let's look at your wide receivers. You do lose your top receiver, Bo Melton, to the NFL. But you do bring back Shameen Jones, Aaron Cruikshank, and Brandon Sanders. Then you also did get a wide receiver from the transfer portal, Taj Harris from Syracuse. So, and now as we can take a look at your defense. Yes, you did lose 3 starters. You did lose your leading tackler, linebacker, Olakunle Fatukasi. I don't name these people. So, and then Trey Avery, cornerback Trey Avery, and linebacker Tyreek Maddox Williams. Although his season was cut short by injury. But anyway, so you do bring back linebackers Drew Singleton and Tyshawn Fogg, as well as defensive end Muhammad Torre, and safety Christian Ian, and cornerback Keyshawn Abraham. So anyway, so their defense was a little bit they did have a decent defense, 25 points a game. So but anyways, how about we look at your schedule? So you do start out week 1 against Boston College. I think that's a loss. Last year you played Syracuse in your non-con, but Boston College, much better team. So I do think that this is a loss. So, and then you play Wagner. NFCS team. You should destroy them. And then at Temple. Last year Temple came to you. This year you play at Temple. And you just obliterated them last year. So I would expect a similar result at their place this year. So moving on, and then you play Iowa. And I have you losing to Iowa. And then you're at Ohio State, and that is an automatic L, obviously. And then next you play Nebraska on a Friday night. I do think that Nebraska is going to be a lot better this year than they were last year. So I do think that's a loss. And you get your bye week, and then you play Indiana. And you just mollywopped in Indiana last year. They're terrible. So I do think that's a win. And you play at Minnesota. I think that's a loss. And then Michigan. I think that's a giant L. And then at Michigan State, loss. Penn State, loss. Yes, that's just a really brutal 3-game stretch. And come out of that, you play Maryland. So I already did my Maryland preview. So you know that I have you losing to Maryland. I mean, because you're just going to be really beat up after those after those 3 tough games. So, but anyway, so that does have your record coming out to 3-9 and 1-8 in the Big Ten. So, but anyways, that is going to be it for this video. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all again next time.